Very good morning, children. Dear children, today I am going to teach you a very interesting and important lesson of English grammar, which is active and passive voice. But before starting the video, I request you to keep concentrate over here. My dear children, first of all, we will come to know what is voice. So, my dear children, the voice of a verb, the voice of a verb tells whether the subject of the sentence performs or receives the action. It means what? The voice of a verb tells that whether the subject of the sentence performs or receives the action. My dear children, to know all these things in detail, first of all, we should know about the basics of sentence, the parts of sentence, that is subject, verb and object. I think we have already studied all these things in our previous classes. But to know all these things, active and passive in details, we need to know subject, verb and most of the thing object in details, because without object we cannot perform anything in active and passive voice. It will not be possible to convert any sentence into passive voice without object. So let us continue about what is subject first of all. What is subject? So first of all, student, let me tell you, in a sentence, subject may be the person who performs an action. It means the person who will perform an action will be known as a subject. Or the other definition, we can write that in a sentence, the part which names the person or thing, we are speaking about known as the subject. Okay, let's see some of examples. Mohan plays cricket. Mohan plays cricket. Over here, this sentence is related, or this sentence is talking about Mohan. According to the second definition, Mohan will be the subject, and as well as according to the first definition, because Mohan is the responsible person who is performing an action, who is responsible for playing cricket. So Mohan will be the subject in this sentence. Who will be the subject? Of course, Mohan will be the subject in this sentence. Now, let's see the other point, that is verb. What do you mean by verb? So, my dear children, in a sentence, the word that denotes an action known as verb. Okay, it means, suppose Mohan plays cricket. In this sentence, the word plays is known as what? Verb. Here, the verb play. Now, next, and the most important topic that we should come to know. But before moving to our next topic, let me tell you, subject, doer, action, receiver, and the person who will receive the action known as object. Let's see. What is an object? So my dear children, an object is a noun or a pronoun that exists in a sentence and is directed or governed by the main verb. Okay. Or you can also say that an object is a noun or a pronoun, because object may be a noun or a pronoun that exists in a sentence and it is directed by the main verb. Now, my dear student, the question comes over here. Suppose I am giving you an example. After that, I will ask you a question. The example, same example I am giving over here. Mohan plays cricket. In our previous examples, we have seen that Mohan was the subject, play is a verb, and what will be the object? So over here, object, cricket will be the object. But there is a question, how we can say that cricket will be an object? How we can find the object? What is the way to find an object? So my dear children, to find an object, there is a very little trick that I want to give you. In any sentence, or just forget it. Just take one thing. I have subject, verb, and object. Let's take an action. Or I can also tell them as a verb. Now we have to identify how we can come to know and how we can choose an object in a sentence. So what we will do? We will ask question to action. What kind of question we will ask? What should we do? We need to ask question to verb like what and whom. The verb should answer what and whom. If a verb can answer what and whom, the answer will be the object. The answer will be the object. How? Let's see. Mohan plays cricket. It's our example. Let's ask What? Play what? Play what? What will be the answer? Of course, cricket. So cricket is an object over here, my dear children. Cricket is an object over here. Sometimes we can ask what to a verb, or sometimes we can ask whom to a verb to find and to know about the object. Let's see some other examples. I am talking to Meera. What I'm doing? I'm talking to Meera. Here, what is the action? Of course, talking. Let's ask question. Let's ask question. What kind of question we should ask? We should ask the question that talking to whom? Talking to whom? The answer is Meera. So, this is the correct way to identify the word, the object in this sentence. This is the word to identify the sentence. This is the way to identify an object in the sentence. Now, I think the students, we have must come to know. You are now completely aware to know about the object, subject, and the verb. Now, my dear student, let me tell you once again, if you will find any kind of trouble or if you find any kind of problem, you can contact to us, you can send us the feedback, you can advise us, or if you find any kind of query and questions, you can comment us. And beware that all these assignments and all these videos is very important for you for your upcoming periodic test as well as your half-yearly exams. Okay?